Well, now let's go out live to 5 News anchor Jo Ellison. She's live there in Van Buren in one of the hardest hit areas from the storm. And Jo, multiple families are without a home in that neighborhood.
Yeah, but thankfully, those who live in this area, they have their neighbors to rely on. We've witnessed that all day, neighbors helping neighbors. That's because they're facing devastation just like this. Take a look at this home right here. This belonged to a 77-year-old woman who was in her bed asleep at the time whenever the storm came through. It took the roof, and all of a sudden, her family says she was looking at the sky and it was raining on her. Now, the home next to this one, very similar. We spoke to the girl there who lives with her grandma and grandpa. Here's her story.
Big roar and a big thud. It was kind of like, I mean, in the heat of the moment, you don't really know because you're so shocked and so stressed out that with them being so elderly, I was just worried about them. I wasn't worried about me.
Andrea Herndon says she was in the living room with her grandma and grandpa when a storm came through. It was at their home on Osier and South 19th Street in Van Buren.
Kind of just one of those things that you really don't know what to do besides being shocked because you're like, and you can't breathe because the wind is so strong in your face that you don't really know what else to do besides just try to take a deep breath in. But when I did, it just kind of, I didn't really know what to do. It was shocked.
She said it was over within seconds and their roof was gone.
She was sitting in her chair and he was sitting in his, and this wall right here is actually the one that came down right on top of her. And when it came down on top of her, I actually had to fold it in half because it wouldn't break any other way. I moved the glass and the windows and everything. This young man over here, the neighbor, actually helped me move everything off of him.
Just ran to my room, put some pajamas on and a shirt. I ran over there, I seen it. I didn't really know what to say. I wasn't thinking. I just was like, I need to help these folks.
When people in the neighborhood emerged from their homes, they saw volunteers, city workers, and first responders flooding the streets to help in any way they could. Andrea now has a bond with her neighbors that she really didn't know before this happened.
We knew they moved in and really haven't introduced ourselves to each other, but now we're going to be, long-term friends, so we're helping each other out.
Well, throughout this, thankfully, no serious injuries came from this. Andrea saying that her grandma and grandpa, they are in the hospital this evening, but minor injuries. Now, what's ahead is more cleanup. There's a lot still to do because, you see this laying on the ground. That's all over this neighborhood. Red Cross is on site helping families with immediate need. Crawford County Emergency Management saying that they need businesses, churches, anyone to come forward. They have 30 families that they need to find shelter for. So far, it looks like they have opened up a few. There's one at the Van Buren First Baptist Church, but they are needing some more. Reporting live in Van Buren, covering news where you live, Jo Ellison, 5 News.